Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dad's listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. Get some weed in now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Winter is Blooming, a Game of Thrones rewatch podcast by us, the Penny Bloom Podcast. Today, we conclude another season, Season 5, Episode 10, the finale, titled Mother's Mercy, written by D&D, David Benioff, and D.B. Weiss, directed by David Nutter, the Nutman. I am Colton Robertson. I am joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
What up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and 'tis always a pleasure to have you. And today, we've got our 1 year anniversary of Winter is Blooming, buddy. Season 5 finale here on October 30th. We began this rewatch a year ago, October 31st, technically, last year. But, you know, this is the closest we're going to get as far as Winter is Blooming is concerned. And it'll be the only year-long anniversary we have. We'll finish this far before 2 years rolls around. So I figured it's worth celebrating.
It's true. Yeah, and perfect timing. I don't know, on a holiday. You know, it's spooky season.
Spooky
doesn't necessarily fit the show. But I don't know, it kind of feels nice to watch it in the fall.
You know, the other day or a couple weeks ago, we talked Hard Home, and you know, you got the zombie thing going on over there. It's October, it's spooky season. It feels
dragon.
Fitting. It feels fitting.
Yeah.
Fantasy big creatures.
Yeah, fantasy's not real. I don't know why, but fantasy feels more fall and winter than spring and summer.
I would agree, and it also depends on the fantasy you're watching. I think, especially Game of Thrones, is a more fall winter thing. You know, winter is coming.
Winter is fair enough. Yeah, I guess like Lord of the Rings, summer. Spring.
I get a little bit more of a spring summer thing going on there. But regardless, are you ready to jump into the season 5 finale, my friend?
We're here. I don't know why. It feels like haven't done a finale in a long time, but also it feels like we just finished season 4 a couple days ago.
I know, we're rolling deep. We're rolling deep. This is the 50th episode of Winter is Blooming. So, hey man, this is
a year.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, only 2 breaks.
That's true. Only 2 weeks off.
But man, TV's just meant to be watched a week at a time, or bingeable. But man,
it does depend on the way the story is told, and I think it is bingeable. But I think, man, I've just realized how much better it is taking your time with this story,
with everything. Yeah, it's like that's what makes the show so good in the first place, is that it does just sit with its characters and let them talk. But then whenever you can just sit on it for another week. And then also, you know, we go above and beyond and discuss every episode in very
excruciating detail, in fact.
Breaking down everything. So that does also help. This isn't the average fan's viewing of Game of Thrones.
No, not by any means. This is I've watched this, I think, can't remember what watch through I'm on, probably 4 or 5. Fully not the case, you know, because I watched in anticipation of season 7, then I rewatched up through season 7 in anticipation of season 8, then I rewatched the full show, and now I think I'm rewatching the full show for my 3rd time.
That seems about right. And yeah, this is definitely, like, it feels like we have taken a course on Game of Thrones. Like, it's kind of what we said for the comic book journey. We were like, we're going to be comic book experts by the end of this. We'll literally have covered every comic book movie there is, it's like a course, but this is the Game of Thrones course. So welcome to class, and we're almost done with the books. After this one.
There's no more book content here.
which is I don't know, maybe that's why I was so, for some reason, having this inclination to read the books again. Maybe he was just calling out.
I need to get back into it. I started reading them pretty faithfully at the beginning of our rewatch, but they are a commitment, my friend. Those are some big ass books.
Faces are easy, but names, keeping track of all those names is tough in book form, especially if it's a book only character that doesn't exist in the show, and you have to assign.
Yeah, you can't imagine them.
Yeah, as
with
just
a face that exists, like a.
Exactly, but that's okay. That's all right. It's a different medium. It's Oh,
absolutely. No, I enjoy reading a great deal. I tend to stick to nonfiction reading most of the time too. Which I'm trying to open up a bit. I'm currently reading Scorsese by Ebert, which is Roger Ebert is one of the best film critics of all time and easily probably my favorite. So it's just him chronicling all of his reviews for Scorsese movies since Scorsese started.
Oh, damn.
And then revisiting the movie as he was writing it. So it's his original review of Taxi Driver from 1976, and then it's him in 2007 revisiting it.
Actually living through all of them too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. That's
very cool.
That's really cool.
No, great book. Strongly recommend reading the works of Roger Ebert if you get a chance for pretty much every movie we've covered in the Director Spotlight, if Ebert was alive to cover it. Because he passed several years ago.
The OG Director Spotlight.
There you go.
The OG did it first. He walked so we could fly.
It's true. Yeah, Roger Ebert passed away 10 years ago, April 4th, 2013. So, if we're ever covering a movie before 2013, and there's an Ebert review of it, strongly recommend reading it. He's got some great film analysis. But in the meantime, let's talk some Thrones. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get to this finale.
We begin in the north, wherein as the snow begins to melt, Melisandre is elated. The sacrifice has worked. The blizzard has subsided. Everything's okay. But still grieving, Stannis prepares to march on Winterfell. She's trying to be all touchy-feely. Yeah, it worked. And he's like, nope, I fucking hate you now, and I hate my life, and I'm ready to die. How about that? However, one of his generals informs him that nearly half his men have deserted. They were like, you know what? I'm good now. You just burnt your daughter at the stake. I'm out of here.
You're going to die anyways. Even with me, with the other half of this army, we still don't stand a chance. See you later.
No.
Yeah. A lot of people leave at different stages during this episode. Just constantly leave. They leave there during the battle as well. Whenever they realize the army's coming, you just see half of them just running in the other direction.
Run away.
And oh man, this was tragic. Just to stand,
especially considering he's like, yeah, dude. So half your army deserted. They took all the horses. And then another soldier comes up and he's like, Stannis, we got some bad news. He goes, what is it? Can't be worse than mutiny. Am I right?
Can't be worse than mutiny. Ooh.
Very, to speak of Scorsese, reminded me of After Hours, whenever that gentleman was like, what's the worst she could do? Kill herself? And then gets a phone call that his wife or his girlfriend had killed herself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that is the same. No, yeah, it hurt. This one was an oof.
Big oof.
Yeah, man.
She has hanged herself out of grief for her lost daughter, her sacrificed daughter. Mm-hmm. And as he views her body, his general reports that Sir Melisandre was just seen leaving the camp. she said,
"Oh my god! Oh my god!"
When she heard the news that half the men had fled and they took all the horses, the way her face just goes, like she's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna fucking die." That's why she leaves. She doesn't leave because Stannis stands no chance necessarily. Mm-hmm. She leaves because, okay, my vision for what's going to happen is wrong, and Stannis is going to kill me for this.
Yep.
And then Selyse, he's like, sir, we have bad news. She's like, I'm going to ride the fuck out of here. I can't stick around, man. This is bad.
Stannis just got hit with a triple whammy, dude. Like,
dude,
absolutely just getting hit. And then
I was this close. I was so very close to giving Stephen Delane his second and final performance nod, because he was really good in all these moments.
Sorry. Yeah, not possible this episode.
Yeah, there's just too much good shit going on otherwise.
Wow.
But,
good mention. Honorable mention, though, for him, for sure. He did.
Frankly, it's because of a moment coming up where I was like, you know what? At least you're going out like this, and it's when they're marching across the fields with less than half the men he once had. His men start preparing for the siege, but instead, the Bolton army is just like, let's fucking do this thing, man. And
prepare the siege. We'll start the siege in however many hours. The dude's like, Your Grace, I don't think we'll be starting the siege.
Yeah, they're coming, sir. And, he turns around to his men, turns back around, draws the sword, and is like, we die well, my friend.
Nothing like a good sword draw.
I love a good sword draw,
and
man.
He's leading the pack, too.
Yeah, against, I think he's walked who knows how far. On foot, no horses.
Tired as hell, dude. Tired as hell. Just told to dig a trench, 2 trenches, by the way, all the way around Winterfell. Holy shit, that sucks. And then now, okay, you're dead. You have no shot. Good luck. Die well, or run away.
All men must die,
or run away and do what the Boltons want to do anyways, and which is hunt people in the woods. It's like what
they love.
I don't know. That's their leisure shit. So, I mean, this was not Stannis, not the best military mind, but at least.
He is typically a better military mind. He did not have the means anymore to do what his original plan was, and he's fucked. But they rout the Baratheon army. It's a fucking slaughter. It's terrible for them. Wounded and exhausted, Stannis fights off 2 remaining soldiers in the aftermath and collapses against a tree. Meanwhile, Brienne of Tarth was warned by Podrick Payne of Stannis' arrival and leaves her watch for Sansa's signal. And immediately upon leaving her post, Sansa lights the candle in the fucking window. And I remember watching this for the first time going,
same thing as Bran in the tower, Jon Snow's down there fighting wildlings, or at Craster's Keep, Bran's right there, Jon. It's like it's the same thing. It's like, God damn it, just come on, like this is she gets out, so it's all good, It would have.
You're like,
yeah, it would have stung way more if she was still like. I guess, I don't know. She ends back up with Ramsay, though, is the thing. I don't really remember how that all goes down, right? Because she's not actually good, though.
She is.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's very good, then. Then I'm very
I believe the first Stark reunion is Jon and Sansa. Those are the first 2 to reunite.
Straight up to the...
Does she go straight to the wall?
Or does... Yeah, okay. Because... He doesn't stay at the wall for he's like, my watch has ended, right?
He plans on leaving, but right when he plans on leaving, Sansa shows up.
Ah, okay.
So they do have to post up there for a little longer. And then that's when they start planning against the Boltons and how they're going to go about this thing. And Davos becomes Jon's right-hand man. He starts rallying people to Jon's cause and stuff. So yeah, like it all falls into place here, but I'm pretty sure Theon does not get out. I'm pretty sure he sacrifices himself to help Sansa escape.
No.
Not like death-wise, but he sacrifices himself back into Ramsay's. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Well, I mean,
I think so. I might be wrong about that. I don't think I am, but I'm pretty. There's a possibility, but regardless, she declares who she is to Stannis' face when she happens upon him, Brienne of Tarth. I am Brienne of Tarth, the sworn sword of Renly Baratheon.
Mm-hmm.
I saw my king killed by your your shadow, a shadow that bore your face. And before drawing her sword to slay him, Stannis, having lost everything, simply accepts his fate to die.
Oh,
She asks him if he has any last words.
Just a little pull out, you know. I sentence you to die.
Words?
Oh, showing him the Valyrian steel too.
Yeah.
At least he goes with the Valyrian steel. You know, if I'm gonna go, it'd be kind of sick to go with
Clean
one of
cut
the,
right there.
Or like I don't know how.
I like great last words. Great last words on Stannis. Go on, do your duty.
Mm.
You know, and after a moment's hesitation, Brienne swings her sword at him, finishing him off. And elsewhere, a perfect cut from that slaying to Ramsay finishing off a Baratheon soldier and heading back to Winterfell. So just a wonderful little event there.
That creepy little walk back to the horse, realizes the dude's still alive, and like his tormented like some grin that he gets from killing that guy, or like I surrender. He's like, I accept your surrender, and then just stabs him, and like, yeah, the dude's just fucking.
Dude is sick, sick and so twisted, ridiculously so. But yeah. In Winterfell itself, Sansa uses a corkscrew she pocketed earlier to escape her room, seeks the tower to light her signal. After the candle is lit, she sees the Boltons clashing with the Baratheon army and sees this as a time to slip out of Winterfell. And desperately running across the rampart, she is stopped by Miranda and Reek. And Miranda threatens Sansa with a bow, but Sansa, weary and realizing she can't escape, tells her to kill her while there's still a part of the real her left. She knows what Ramsay will do.
Oh, what a moment for Sansa right here. Like this was, I was like, damn. Like this, this moment I ended up giving Theon, the character, nod for being able to overcome all the Reek.
It's a moment. It's a moment's notice too.
Yeah,
like because he arrives there and says, "Go with her, please." You know, like,
and after the spilling of, you know, like, no, I didn't kill Bran and Rickon. There was just some farmer boys. You know, I didn't do that. Still betrayed Robb and all that. So it still stings a little bit. But Sansa's more like accepting of Theon now, like especially after saving her life here.
I love that moment there where Sansa braces herself.
Oh yeah. Oh, like for the arrow to hit.
Like, she's ready for it, and then Theon attacks and finally breaks the hold on him, causes Miranda to misfire, grabs and hurls Miranda over the rampart. That shot of her like falling all the way down, and then like the splat with the blood all over the concrete, like my God.
I was like, when she was falling, I'm like, is she gonna survive that? And then I saw the splat and then the no movement, and I'm like, nope, she did not survive that one.
And then it's the moment after that when Theon looks at Sansa and Sansa looks at Theon, and they just stand there for a second, and he's like, we gotta fucking go. You know, like
coming back, we gotta run, and they're like, we have no choice but to jump off this fucking 60-foot castle wall. I mean, they are landing in snow, so like, you know, and probably a lot of it. But like, oh my God, that it probably didn't feel the best.
I'd forgotten that this is how we end the season with Sansa. This is it. You know, we never.
Yeah, they're just out of Winterfell.
And not very far out of Winterfell either. You know, like they are just on the other side of the castle wall, which is also. Wow. But they're doing exactly what the Boltons like. They're heading straight into the woods. You know, and a hunt will commence. But that concludes the story there, and then we'll head to Braavos, wherein Sir Meryn Tran is looking upon 3 young girls in the Braavosi brothel he's been taking part in.
Oh God!
And of the 3 girls, you know, he's got a switch in his hand, and he's beating them to begin to sob and scream immediately when whipped. However, the last girl has no reaction. And here's the thing, man. This kind of blew my mind, because, you know, Arya's, you know, she's hardened. She's done some shit now. Mm-hmm. Did we know she was like this?
Hey, they play the game of faces or whatever.
That's true. She'd be getting smacked. Yeah, that's true. Like, I didn't think about that.
She's probably been doing it a lot. The waif probably coming into her room every now and then, just being like, you know, just because she's the waif.
That's fair. I forgot about that specifically. That's exactly how they play the game of faces.
The punch to the gut, though.
Yeah.
God damn.
It appears I have my work cut out for me. You two leave.
Thankfully, you know,
Well, and it just makes it even more sick that this dude was like, this is the guy Joffrey had beat Sansa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wants to feel any ounce of power, like, and like, but the harder that it is to achieve is like hotter to him, or
That's
like
how he's getting his fucking
like,
kicks, man.
yeah,
That's
it's
fucking
like
demented.
what? Like that's whoa. But man, no, this was a smart play by Arya though. Was a sick reveal as well. Just
her putting her head down and then and
oh,
looking at Maren Trant's face, being like, "What the fuck?"
and then just. Dude, oh man, I was so hype. I was
did
like,
you catch the face mask she was wearing? It was Gita, the girl that she helped die.
oh my god, no, the 9-year-old?
Yeah.
9-year-old Maren Trant? Fucking goddamn, I'm so glad he's gone. And I'm so glad we have an actual tick. Like a
true tick.
True
she got what's his fuck?
Let's see, a pigeon. Nope. The Hound, kind of. The Hound's spirit.
Nope.
Rorge, maybe the guy who stabbed a little kid. Maybe
I don't think that was Polliver.
Yeah, attempted murder on the Hound. The Hound twice, kind of in my list. I have the man who sewed Rob's head. She is killed. Almost the Hound with a rock. Runs at the Hound with a dagger.
Several attempts on the Hound's life.
Yeah. She thought about Tywin, apparently. Let's see.
But yeah, man. After removing the mask, Arya pulls out a knife, stabs Maren Trant in both eyes and his chest. I don't know how many times. She just bop, and then
while like stuffing like cloth down his throat so that they can't hear him
scream. Yeah,
like, oh my god, like she is professional already. How does she like that? She's just intuitive like that. She's
just got it like that, man. Like that's the thing. She's born for this shit, man. This isn't just like she's been training with Jaqen and this is prodigy. No, like she was made for this. You know, like this is what she was supposed to do. And she's like, "Do you know who I am?" And holds him up, holds the knife at his throat, stabs him in the side.
God,
I am Arya Stark. Do you know who you are? You're no one. You're nothing.
The flip of no one. She wanted to become no one, but now she's using it as like an insult.
Yeah.
Like, you know who I am. I want you to know who's putting you down. And I was like, oh, I did not have a bigger grin on my face. I was ecstatic.
Oh, dude, fucking hype.
Yeah, this is a good death. Very good death in the show. 10 out of 10. Could watch any day of the week. Might start my day with it.
Shireen getting burned at the stake. I will watch that never again.
0 out of 10 death in the show. There's not a single ounce of good in that death. This is
what's crazy. It's like
even Joffrey's like a 9 out of 10. I'd say.
Yeah,
close, but he's still a kid. So like there still is just that. But like he fucking sucks.
I'd say the reason that Joffrey's death is 9 out of 10 is it's not violent enough.
True. Yeah.
He deserves worse than a poison.
Shit, like Joffrey might be like an 8.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's a good one. But yeah, Arya then returns to the House of Black and White and returns the face that she used to hide her identity. However, Jaqen and the waif appear and say that Maren's life was not hers to take, and that a debt must be paid. The waif grabs Arya as Jaqen pulls out a vial, presumably containing some kind of poison. He says, "Only a life can pay for a life," and it seems that he's about to pour it down Arya's throat when he goes ahead, tips it back, and chugs it on down. And with Arya screaming for him to stay alive, Arya states that he was her friend, and hears Jaqen's voice behind her say, "He was no one." She turns around to see the waif now has Jaqen's face, and Arya asks who the person on the floor with Jaqen's face is. Jaqen, in the waif's body, says that he is no one. Arya begins to remove multiple faces from the person on the floor until she sees her own face. And she then begins to lose her sight as her eyes turn opaque white and screams for help. Now,
How did this shit work?
Hey man, now we're into some other mystical shit that I don't even know how to begin to, cause it seems that you kill someone, you take their face. That's how that works. But how does Jaqen's face exist in two different places? How does Arya's face exist in another place?
I think I had it. I don't know what episode I said it. Maybe it was the reveal of all the faces that just towered up, and that's why it's like a temple. It's like a beacon. It's like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth faces. That's why they preserve them like that. They don't take them. And Arya isn't a true no one. She isn't a devout. Whatever. She doesn't really take into their practice as much, so she can't just do the Bluetooth, so that's why she had to have the satchel. But Jaqen, he was like, the waif and the Jaqen are, they are no one. Like, you can be anyone you want, it's just for TV, in order for it to make sense, they need just to stay the same.
Face, yeah.
Like, you need someone just to stay the same. Or maybe they just like that body, I don't know. It's like, Jaqen looks pretty fucking sick. I mean, hot as hell, so I'd pick Jaqen.
That's a beautiful fucking man right there.
Yeah, so maybe they just stick with one. I don't know.
And his hair's getting better and better, like the white streak becomes more and more prominent, and every time it's a little sexier, like it's just the way things go for him.
Yep. Bluetooth faces. That's my theory.
I like that. So it's definitely, there's obviously a magical element to it. And we already knew that. We knew there was something that was like, how do you take a face and then portray like a body with that face and stuff like that? Like you have to suspend a great deal of belief. But there's clearly some sort of sorcery going on here as she looks at her own face and loses her sight.
Yeah, that's nuts. She didn't have to die in order for her face to be there. Or was her face being taken in this moment, Like, is literally her, like, she's being, like, fucking sucked into that body.
It might bode well for your theory that this place is a beacon for, like, Bluetooth faces. Like, if she's even in there, her face can appear.
She's in the hot spot. Yup.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
Bluetooth faces. I like that. Bluetooth faces. That's a fun one. But yeah, no, Arya is the shit in this episode, man. She is so fucking cool.
Damn, well, Theon. I think I might stick with Theon. I don't know.
I'm going Arya.
Oh,
I am going Arya.
Okay, then that actually works out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going Arya. I thought she was fucking awesome. It gives her fourth character nod in the entire show so far. And I'm sure she's only got more to coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, Arya was awesome in this one. I loved seeing her because, I love that she kills Meryn for what he did to Syrio and his role in betraying her father. But what she doesn't know, and what this is a nice little vindication of, is that he beat the shit out of Sansa consistently. The things he did to these girls who she saw that happen to, and you could tell there's a little bit more behind it because of that. It's not like she probably would have just slit his throat for all the shit he's done. But like, she watched what this dude was capable of and was like, well, this guy needs a brutal fucking death,
Glad she gave it to him. Could have chopped off his dick. I don't know. Like, done something a little bit more. Maybe chopping off his own dick, stuffing that in his mouth instead of that in his mouth.
Maybe that's just a little too graphic for TV, is all.
True. Can't really do that. Yeah, I guess. On, network television. But maybe in the books, George gets a little crazy sometimes.
In the books, the children love the books. Yeah, and my favorites, her killing Meryn is up there for my scene. It is up there for my scene. And if that's not my scene,
to the next
all of my scenes go to one part of the map. Everything goes to one part of the map. Everything besides my character, if I don't go with it. So I'll think on it a little bit more, but that's a top contender.
I have a scene, my scene is in Marine, actually, that I think right now, but I was thinking about switching it to the whenever she comes back to the House of Black and White, to that scene, just Arya freaking out and Jack and like revealing the fucking
That's a goodie.
mystery. I think I'll wait till we get to Marine to see if I will make that, because I don't know. I think I do like this other one a little bit more.
All right,
but I think I know the location you're speaking of. If I had to guess.
Damn it. But yeah, we're heading to Marine next. We're in with Daenerys gone. Her council is unsure of how they should continue, and Tyrion addresses both Jorah and Dario's feelings for her, understanding all too well how one could love the wrong woman. And the three argue about Jorah's betrayal, but they will not make any judgments without Daenerys first. You know, Drogon was seen taking her north, and that is where they need to search for their queen. Grey Worm is still recovering from his injuries, offers to go with Jorah and Dario, as does Tyrion. However, Dario firmly nixes both of these ideas, saying, Grey Worm, you need to lead the Unsullied. Tyrion, you're useless. You're also the only one with any political experience. Therein, you belong here. And I like the way Jorah's like, you just came into her service. What the fuck are you about to cook, bro? Like, what do you think this is? You know, she's trying to end your family line.
I think this might be my line right here. And Jorah says, the queen intends to remove your family from power. And then Tyrion responds with, and I intend to help her do it. Very, very, I don't know. I love Tyrion lines. The past two episodes have been from him. And he really turned the table on Jorah here, and then he was, I remember you got exiled from this city, I don't know, twice by the queen, right? And Jorah's like, be careful. He was like, hey, you better stop talking right now, dude. And then Dario coming in being like, all right, you're both right. Yeah, Jorah, you got kicked out, but you did kind of save the queen and all of us right there. So
we know you love her, so you can help, you know?
Yeah.
I love the little team of misfits we're left with here, man. Missandei.
That's what I'm saying. That's why this might be my scene. It felt like an Avengers team squatting up here, dude.
Right.
It was sick. And then you get the Nick Fury, the fucking walking in, being like, hey, what's up, Tyrion?
I thought we were having such a good time together until you left me.
Yeah. Oh my god. Just Varys walking in might be my favorite scene, but I'd love just to combine this kind of Avengers squad up.
I like that.
Of Marine. But I especially love the Varys part of him just being like, I wonder only if you had someone, you know, that had just a vast network of spies and that dealt with ruling such a grudging and just horrible just place, you know, like only if you had someone that knew how to do that. And Tyrion just being like,
if only you had a network full of spies. Am I right?
Tyrion just being like, oh man, I did miss you, you know. And
dude, that was the shit, man. I love these two.
Giving him I know, I know you did. No, I loved. I think I'm gonna put the nail in the coffin on this one. I think this beats out before. What was I even debating on going with?
You're like, I forgot. No, Arya in the House of Black and White.
God, hello. Yeah, no, I think.
Dude, I completely forgot. This shit's just so much better. This does rock. You know, I love the reunion. You know, it's just a wonderful little. You know, I love the shot of like Tyrion looking up at Missandei and Grey Worm and them being like, you know, like I guess this is us now. You know,
I guess we'll sit in this pyramid and just all right. Yeah, that, I don't know. It's just a little small council in Marine right now, while Jorah and Dario go off and find a queen. Find a queen. And like, and Dario also like talking to Jorah, being like, all right, Jorah, come on, let's go. We sure have a lot to talk about, by the way. Like, I don't know, like, why do you say it like that, though? Like,
because he's about to be like, I know,
she's
bro.
Mine?
Yeah, like I know, bro. I know.
He already knows, though, that, like, that Daenerys is not giving him anything, you know? Like, I don't know, Dario's on a lock, dude. You know, like, he must know that, right? Like Jorah's love is just for her fight at this point, you know? It's not like, actually, well, it is one way, but it's not reciprocated, I feel.
Oh yeah, not even a little bit.
So, but no, I love this little, I don't know, a chance for these, well, I wouldn't say side characters. Tyrion's quite a main character, and I don't know, but it kind of gave him like a step up. Like it felt like these are very, very crucial characters.
Missandei and Grey Worm about to run shit, like they're, Missandei is regarded as Daenerys' closest advisor, like that's how they look at her. And, they're correct in looking at her that way. And, but yeah, man, we then head to the Dothraki Sea, where Daenerys finds herself away from Meereen, unsure of where she is, atop an impressive hill in a sea of green grass, and Drogon is still recovering from his wounds received from the spears and is uninterested in flying back. She tries to climb on top of him, shakes her off, climbs over her. I love the little shot of her like popping up behind him. It's super cute.
Probably in a food coma here too. Looks like he just took out an entire farm's worth of, I don't know what animals they are. We just see the bones. Didn't leave any for his mom.
Bones are their money. Yeah,
just wiped it clean himself. Dude is chilling. Dude's full. He's like, I'm good. And yeah, I love Daenerys just actually talking to him right here. Like, it'd be nice if you could get us, if you could at least go hunt us some food. Like she literally says that to Drogon. Like, whatever. I guess I'll go walk on my own. My fucking troubled teen Drogon, that I have, won't hunt to go get me some food.
Your mother's hungry.
Mm-hmm. Loved the slow rumble of this. I forgot that this is just how it happened. Like they just kind of stumbled upon her. They were like, I don't know. Like, did they track Drogon? Did they see Drogon and then they're like ride?
That's a possibility. Well, they also could have just been rolling. They could have been rolling deep, and there is the possibility that they saw Drogon, know that their former Khaleesi is the mother of dragons. Maybe she's with them because they return her to the Khalasar as.
Not like they find a random woman and circle all around her. Like they'd probably just either kill her or probably rape her or
or take her prisoner.
Yeah, but like the fact that they circle around her and it's this big ordeal. She drops the ring.
Smart.
No marriage any longer. I mean, he is dead. But definitely don't want to let them know that she did remarry. Probably not a good move. Good.
She's leaving behind a sign for Jorah and Daario. She knows somebody's going to come looking for her. They know she has that.
I thought it was like she didn't want the Dothraki to know, like that she married someone other than Khal Drogo.
I actually don't know if they even know that this is who she is. I do believe that she has to like convince them, like. I was the wife of Khal Drogo. Do you know who I am? Like, I'm pretty sure.
I guess Drogon's not there. So it's just if they did track Drogon or not, if they did see her fly or whatever. But yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, I guess that's true. Drogon's not there with her.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying
to. Jorah and Daario find it though. If that, because it doesn't have.
Yeah, they intend to give her to their call as a gift. To have their way with, and she has to explain that she's Khal Drogo's widow.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I ate a horse's heart or whatever, goat's heart.
Yeah, she's like, I completed that rite of passage. I'm the shit.
Yeah, I did that. I also birthed 3 dragons. In case you forgot, who I am. Yeah, that's okay. Wow. No, cool. I love the on locate. Like anytime they're just in the mountains or.
Oh, dude! Like this is such a brief scene. The fact that they had to go wherever the fuck this is for that, is
like
hilarious.
Ireland or something. I don't know. It looks like
right. Probably Scotland, Sweden,
insane.
Something up there.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
But yeah, that concludes the story there too. We're already done with. I like how this finale was just kind of. Bang, 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 bang. We're going. And we then head to Dorne. There is one scene, I will say, that they let you sit with.
That's true. They really let you sit with it. They really let you sit with it.
Yeah, they do. In Dorne, Jaime, Bronn, Myrcella, and Trystane say their farewells to the Martells to return to King's Landing. And upon saying goodbye, Ellaria Sand gives Myrcella a nice long kiss on the lips, while Tyene Sand flirts with Bronn, saying, "You want the good girl, but you need the bad pussy."
God damn it, dude! I remember you saying this was going to pop up, and it was so much worse actually hearing it in the episode. And I'm like, that's just absolutely terrible. Like that was just.
It's just a terrible line. Like I don't.
Why even include that? Like, why not just leave it at "Who am I, the most beautiful girl?"
Yeah, like another one of those. That would have been fine too, you know. But like,
dude, like what the hell was that? Yeah, rough.
Yeah. But
let's see. I was trying to look.
Jaime begins to, sit down as Myrcella and him talk about her mother. She's like, "Do you think she'll like Trystane?" And it's like, "I'm sure she'll see he makes you happy, and that'll be good enough for her." And she's like, "Do you really believe that?" And he's like, "Haha, no, your mother's not really a good person, is she? Huh?" Speaking of your mom. Yeah, you're my kid, basically. You're, I'm your father.
What I'm failing to try to say, and what I'm doing a really good job here, but what I'm trying to, and she's just like,
Myrcella's like, I know.
This moment's so sweet here. Like it's actually like
it's great
with Jaime.
Myrcella
finally is actually
fantastic.
Cool. Yeah, she's actually chill. And a part that kind of pissed me off, I'm not going to lie, how the hell did they not stick with this a little bit longer? Like, she just kind of collapses. We don't get any, you get the start of the freak out of Jaime, but you don't see him, oh my, I feel like there should have been, screams or, tears, And, we should have seen, I don't know, something, stick with that a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure Nikolaj Coster-Waldau is a good enough actor to do that. We've seen him put on some great-ass performances before.
That's very true.
Pretty sure
yeah, I guess they were just trying really hard to cut together that reveal very quickly. She collapses, and then they cut to Ellaria wiping off her lips and her nose bleeding and stuff, which were some really good shots there as well. Like the blood splattering on the dock below her was very cool, and she tips back. And again, it reminds you why the scene with Bronn and Tyene was important in the first place. The one where she, she's doing the whole sexy thing she's doing.
Yeah, true. To get us in the know of what it is. Damn.
Yeah. But Ellaria wipes the blood from her nose, takes the antidote, and we say goodbye to Myrcella. So,
man,
another gunshot on the TikTok here. It's like Myrcella. Jon. Arya's eyes.
Meryn Trant. Woo! Air horn, that's the opposite there.
But that concludes that there, and then we're into King's Landing. This is a pretty
it's bang bang bang.
Like, we've got 2 locations left, and you know what happens in King's Landing is she just walks through the fucking street.
That's it.
Yeah, Septa Unella enters Cersei's cell and orders her confess. Finally giving in, Cersei is brought before the High Sparrow to confess her sins. She confesses her adultery with Sir Lancel, but denies her incestuous relationship with her brother. And Cersei begs to be allowed to go to the Red Keep to see her son Tommen. And the High Sparrow grants her this request, but says, there will be a trial to ascertain the truth behind the other charges that she still denies, incest and regicide. And Cersei is brought to a cell where she is stripped naked and roughly washed before her hair is quickly cut short, causing her to bleed from the head and such. It's a pretty crude haircut.
Yeah.
And the results
they
do appear as a crude haircut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Lena Headey is washing this episode, man. She is.
Yeah, I think this is probably her best performance of the entire show so far.
She is so goddamn good.
This was incredible. Like the from the moment in, like when they open the door and then cry, like just all the tears, all the crying, all like,
Dude.
and then confessing to the High Sparrow, and then the walk itself, and then like the breakdown when she gets to the Red Keep, and like the shots, like she looks up every now and then, and like she looks at the Red Keep, and then it makes her break even more. It's like she's never wanted to be in there more than right now. She's like, that is home. Like that is like, Casterly Rock is not home. The Red Keep is now her home. And I'm pretty sure it's this moment right here that she plans to blow up the entire sept. She's walking home and she's like, all right, how am I going to kill every single one of these motherfuckers that has done this to me? Yeah, I mean, that's just next season's finale.
Yep. And that's her trial. You know, he says like, you're going to go on trial. Like it's not until the end of next season. So Cersei's got plenty of time to plan for how she's going to handle that at her trial. But yeah, man, this whole walk through the streets is always, it's, you know, first time you're watching the show, you really don't like Cersei. At least I didn't. And it starts as like finally getting what she deserves. And then they do a lot to make you go like, man, is this maybe a bit too much? You know, like are we maybe taking it across the line? Now I'm in a place where this was a super sad part of the episode for me. Like I love Cersei now. I don't know. Again, it's that sitting with the characters for as long as we have. Like I love this character, and this was fucking hard to watch. You know,
it is weird how she has evolved over.
Oh, and this shows you why she becomes who she becomes. You know, like it's pretty plain to fucking see. She has no love for the people of King's Landing. She already didn't, but boy, oh boy, does she not now. You know, like
she'll take her comfy life back up in the Red Keep. You know, any day of the week, she's not going back to that cell. You know, oh my God, no. Does she though? Because she is put on trial, but is it?
She does not go back to those cells.
She just doesn't show up and then blows them up, or is it like Loris's or like the?
It's it's Loris's and hers.
Okay, I see. And then she just, I'll sit this one out.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, you know, vicious insults are hurled at her. Cunt, brother, fucker. Have I as many dicks as the queen and such. And with bloodied feet, Cersei eventually makes it to the Red Keep and bursts into tears. And upon entering the gate, Cersei finds her uncle, Kevin Lannister, Grand Maester Pycelle, and Qyburn waiting for her. And Qyburn is the only one who attempts to give her any comfort in any capacity, covering her with a cloak, putting his arms around her, giving her comfort. And then heavy footsteps are heard. Qyburn has a little gift for her. The newest member of the Kingsguard, an 8-foot-tall man in golden armor who has sworn a vow of silence until all their foes are defeated. And Qyburn suggests Cersei go inside where he can attend to her feet, which are badly injured. And the huge knight lifts her up and carries her away, as her expression begins to harden.
Dude, it's like an 8-foot Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Qyburn is... Ooh.
Hi, my name is Vadar.
He could be a Palpatine. He kind of looks like a Palpatine, Qyburn.
I get more Major Partagaz vibes from him.
You know, now that you say that, he does look a little bit more like Partagaz. Wow, I forgot. I literally rewatched Andor not that long ago either.
Yeah, he's literally in the Empire though. Like he does have massive Imperial vibes though. Like that's just something he's got going on for him, which is not particularly a good thing. He's just a really good actor.
Yeah, no, like him in both. Yeah, he's great at playing those roles. Because Partagaz, he was, even though it was Empire, you kind of, I know I'm talking Star Wars now, but like, kind of had like some respect for him, like the way
he did this sort of. He felt like he would do this sort of shit where you know Cersei shows up and he like puts a cloak around her and comforts her in any capacity possibly could.
Not her uncle, literally not her uncle doing that. You know?
Uncle Kevin's a piece of fuck, dude. I hate that guy.
He blows up in the Sept, is that right? Or
Yeah,
no?
yeah, he goes
Okay.
there too.
Here we go.
Grand Maester
That's good.
Pycelle goes in that episode as well.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Gets stabbed by a bunch of kids.
It doesn't really matter. Pycelle gets stabbed by a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
He doesn't go in the bombing. He just
Nope.
Why kids?
I don't know, but that's how he dies.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure they're Qyburn's little birds. Like Qyburn, now that he has little spies everywhere.
They're taking out the small council. Like they're
wiping the slate clean and doing their thing now.
I see. I was trying to connect the dots and see what's the reason to kill Pycelle, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess he's currently
he's just a piece of fuck. Nobody likes Pycelle, especially not Cersei.
And it's like, I mean, he could die or not. I don't really care, but like,
right.
I guess I'd rather him be dead.
He's enough of a.
What's the fake act, man? The whole fake act. Like, it never gets like, I don't know. Like,
just a little character quirk, man.
Cersei's the only one that sees through it, really. You know?
Left, yeah.
But I wish someone else would just like be like, I got you, or like, I don't know, like catch him in the act or something like that, and be like,
right?
What the fuck? Like, what's up with you?
Yeah, but that ends the story there, and we then head to the Wall. Last location of the episode. We're already here. And as you might have told, I've only revealed my favorite character. I've still got a performance, a scene, and a line, and they all come here. And we're going to start with my favorite scene, wherein Jon Snow tells Sam what he witnessed up at Hardhome, and then he raised his hands, and all of them stood up. And he hopes, the White Walkers can't climb the wall. He's like, what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to hope the White Walkers can't climb, man. That's all.
Yep. That's all that we can hope, because it is pointless.
He's like, what about the dragon glass? Well, we're not getting that back. Not unless we have a mountain of it.
Yeah, we literally do. At Dragon.
Sam, you just got told about a fucking mountain of dragon glass like weeks ago. Like it just happened.
Dude's not a good maester so far. In terms of very pertinent information to what you want to be doing.
Brother.
But
Brother
that's why
in
he's
Christ.
going to learn. That's why he's going to learn. Okay,
that's
he
true.
Needs to go off and learn.
It's at the Citadel that he realizes that's what they need. Also,
and then they're like, oh, but you killed a White Walker. What's up with that? Oh, Longclaw. That's Valyrian steel. How many Valyrian steel swords do we have left? 3, I think. Literally it's Longclaw, Jaime's, and Brienne's.
Yeah, and then the one that's Samwell's family sword that Jorah uses.
Ooh, okay. So 4 that we know of. Maybe there's
the Valyrian steel dagger that Arya uses.
Ooh, the Targaryen. Yeah. That's to try to kill Cat, right? The one that Peter.
Yeah, it was the attempt on Bran's life. That was
Valyrian
Valyrian steel dagger. Yep.
Oh, Bran. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and ice was Valyrian steel, but that got melted down into Jaime and Brienne's.
Needle's not Valyrian steel, is it?
No, that's just castle forged, classic, good old shit.
Blackfire, the sword of Aegon. Oh,
that's an old sword.
Yeah, that's back. Longclaw, ice, and then that got melted down. Oathkeeper, that's Brienne's. Heartsbane.
That's that's the Tarly family sword.
Okay. Widow's Wail, that's Joffrey's, right?
Which became Jaime's, yeah.
Yeah. Robb Stark's sword, apparently, is Valyrian steel. The Red Viper's spear is Valyrian steel. Euron Greyjoy's axe. Arya's blade, the dagger. Apparently Loras Tyrell's helmet. And an unsullied helmet. Every unsullied helmet is Valyrian steel.
Holy shit.
Khal Drogo's
Arak.
Apparently Needle is. This has Needle on there. Is that right?
No. John had the castle forge that. and there's no Valyrian steel forgers left. That's like the whole thing.
Yeah, it's impossible to do.
And Tywin
Wait.
called like every corner of the fucking world to get
Material,
one.
stainless steel. It literally says right there so maybe all of these actually aren't. Maybe this is just actually every weapon in Game of Thrones that has a name.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's probably what it is.
Oh my god, these are real things that you can buy. This is a store. I'm on a shop website, not a Wikipedia website. These are actual swords. Holy shit.
No, but everyone we questioned, like, really? Yeah, those are not it.
Oh my god. Wow. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's fine. We got the point across. But Sam asks Jon if he can travel to Old Town to study and replace Aemon as the new Maester of the Watch. He feels, there's no other way he can help them as he cannot fight. And he's also afraid for Gilly and her child's safety and wishes to take them along because if he doesn't, he'll die trying to protect them. And Jon reminds him that at the Citadel, they're not going to let you be with women there either, Sam. And he goes, oh, they'll bloody try. This is my scene. This is easily my scene. When Jon goes, Sam?
Wait a minute.
And Sam kind of looks down and goes, Sam?
You were just heavily injured in battle, dude. What do you mean?
How'd you pull that off? Very carefully.
Very carefully. I was like, let's go, Sam,
Yeah,
let's
man.
go.
Hey. No, I loved that shit, man. That was that was definitely my favorite scene because it's like a little goodbye.
They dap up there. I don't know. Like they're like, I don't know. They do something else, but
they're both like one of the few Night's Watchmen in Castle Black who's like not a virgin consensually. Didn't have to pay anybody for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh man, that has to feel good. No, that was really funny. Yeah, not many scenes that are like that's just kind of funny. I don't know. That's not even Game of Thrones.
You have that's one of the few moments we were talking. I think it was in the Irishman episode where we were talking about how our lives don't really concern ourselves with oh no, my best friend wants me to kill my other best friend, and that's sad. This is something that could happen with you and your boys.
Joe? It happened.
Joe? That shit right there. That's shit that could happen, man. Yeah. I love that stuff, and you don't get a lot of that in Thrones. So when it does happen, I'm very happy to see it. And especially when it's Sam and Jon, man, they're just such a good duo. I love these two, and
at least there's some happy moment before. Starting off here.
But Davos, having returned to Castle Black at Stannis' orders, is urging Jon to convince the wildlings for aid. And Jon refuses him, saying that they wouldn't side with Stannis and this is not their fight. And both of them are shocked to see a speechless and despondent Melisandre return to the wall. And Sir Davos walks up to her. Jon goes, King Stannis. And she just kind of looks at him. And then Davos goes, the Princess Shireen. But Melisandre remains silent, implying that they met the same fate, which isn't exactly correct, but Davos lets her go.
It doesn't tell the whole truth.
No.
There.
Not even a little bit. Not even kind of.
Is it known?
It does become known because Davos finds his little stag.
Really?
When they're marching for the Battle of the Bastards, they post up camp in the same spot. And Davos is like, I never sleep the night before a battle. And he goes and he walks around the camp and he happens upon it and realizes what must have happened. Swears he's going to kill Melisandre the next time he sees her. And Jon sends her away.
Yeah, I knew there was like a vendetta against Melisandre. And I'm assuming this is how it starts.
Yes.
The real vendetta against her. He's always been anti-Melisandre.
No, but he gets to a point where he's like, if I see you again, I will murder you. Yeah, that's...
The Onion King, or whatever. Is that
the Onion Knight?
Onion Knight. Let's fucking go, Davos.
Sir Davos Seaworth.
One of the only people who knew the ending of the show. It's incredible. They didn't really let in any of the actors. I think he was one of 3 people or 4 people. I think it was D&D, George, and Davos, the actor of Davos.
Liam Cunningham, man.
I think literally he was so in. He was in the circle. Apparently, super in, which I think is hilarious. He's that kind of dude. I don't know. Maybe that's just completely false. I remember hearing that from somewhere that there was a very limited number of people who knew the ending, but I think he was on the list.
But yeah, man, that night, John is reading messages from, various parts of the kingdoms, and he leans back, puts his head in his hand, Stannis being dead and stuff, it's just a further hold on the kingdoms that the Lannisters have, and that's just not good for anybody, and stressing John out a little bit. And that's when his steward Ollie comes in. Says there's a wildling out there. He knows about your uncle. He knows about your Uncle Benjen, sir. And John's like, you sure he means Benjen? That's what he said, sir. And this is where I'm giving Kit Harington the performance. Or no, this is where I would have given Kit Harington the performance. Had Lena Headey not been so strong.
We're doing the double. The double.
I think we're going to do the double. I think we're going to do the double.
It's probably deserved. I mean, it was insane.
I'll go ahead and spread the love there. That's how I'll spread the love.
If I knew for a fact that Kit Harington actually kept his eyes this still on his own, and this is not VFX, then I'd give it to him, because I think that's humanly impossible. So I'll give it to Lena Headey.
You know what? In the spirit of spreading the love, I think I might stick with Kit Harington, because this last scene is fucking incredible. He doesn't have to obviously break on the levels that Lena Headey did, but I don't know.
It's more concise.
He's not actually getting stabbed in the stomach, and
choking on blood, having to
rather convincing
choke back like the air and shit. Like he doing it really well, and then like the Ollie, like the
when he looks at the traitor cross, and he's like,
he knows,
like the realization, like I'm about to fucking die. Like he turns around, gets stabbed. He goes down the stairs, and Alistair's like, yeah, we can never trust these things, but there are ways to know if he's telling the truth. And they get there, and Thorne makes the first move, stabbing the Lord Commander, saying, for the watch. As well as the others, as they close in and continue stabbing him, one after the other, Jon Snow is betrayed, for the watch. And finally, a tearful Ollie approaches last. And after a moment of pause, Jon gasps, Ollie. Before Ollie delivers the final blow, repeating the pledge. And the brothers leave Jon to die alone in the snow.
Can't wait for that kid to hang. I can't wait for Ollie to be hanged on a rope and die.
All these motherfuckers dead soon.
Yep. That's going to be nice. That's going to be very nice to see. We were a little bit hesitant for Ollie a little bit, I think, a couple episodes ago. I'm fully back on the fuck Ollie train,
fuck
though.
Ollie, man.
I don't think I was ever off. I'm pretty sure I declared hard that I never left. Fuck that.
You were insistent on that matter.
Yeah. So Ollie, 9 out of 10 death, probably up there with Joffrey. Maybe an 8. Not really that, not Joffrey level, but he's up there. Out of 10. But no, this. Oh my god! This. How I wonder how many seconds we actually stick on just the blood oozing out.
It's pretty substantial.
Oh man, and just the no music too, just the silence.
I remember.
Oh, fuck.
This is one of those things with this show that I remember watching for the first time, and I remember being, aghast. Just because here's the thing, I had one of the worst spoilers possible going into the show. I knew Jon died.
Oh man!
Now I did not know when he died. I did not know how he died. I didn't know any of that. So this was sudden. No matter if he dies or not.
Yeah.
You do not know that this is how he's going to die. You do not know that they even convince him. This is not when you're dying. I guess they're leading him to, they know where your Uncle Benjamin is. And then it's all the air sucked out of you. What I did not know is that he came back to life. That is not a spoiler I had. I knew he died. So that was a moment that I just I was upset. I was upset with it. There's some pretty fun behind the scenes stories about Kit Harington and the season break between season 5 and season 6 because of all the secrecy that had to be maintained around his return.
That's just so cool. When a show is held in that high of esteem where you need to like actually live your life differently so that people don't know that you come back.
Yeah, like they were there.
Crazy.
He was on a talk show. I can't remember who it was with, but they were like, "Did you tell anybody?" That he's like, "Actually, I didn't. I wasn't supposed to." He's like, "Not even your mom." Well, yeah, I told my parents.
Wow.
Your girlfriend? Yeah, I told my girlfriend. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I told a few people. And then the most famous story, he was like, and I actually told a police officer.
That's right. I think I heard this. Yeah, that's amazing.
He told a police officer who pulled him over on a speeding ticket, told him he'd let him go if he told him whether or not John lives. And he told him, he didn't say anything, but he just shook his head like, yeah, he'll be fine.
Pretty fucking cool, dude. To escape the law, to escape the ops, dude. Just, yeah, like off complete, like, stature alone. Like, that's just a character that he played. That's just like a part of his job, know? It's not even his whole life, just a part of his job that he does to get out of his, dude. That's amazing. Incredible. And just to know that he's married to Ygritte in real life, like, what the hell? Like, what is this actual happy ending sort of thing that we got? Like, I don't know. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I love it.
Think Ollie was at the wedding?
Probably
sure
not.
Sure hope not.
I mean, maybe. Could have been.
Questions that we'll never get the answer to. I know some other people there at the wedding that were from the cast, but I don't think I saw Ollie in those pictures at all. But man, yeah, is it? So at the end of episode 2 is when he like takes his breath, right? So it ends with that. So does he kill all the people? Is that like the first thing he does? He's like,
yeah, it's the first thing he does, and it's also his final act as Lord Commander.
Like, gotta do it. Oh, he's like, all right, I'm killing the motherfuckers that stabbed me. I'm actually dead. My watch is ended. Ed,
that's that on that.
He literally, like, he's like, Ed, here's the keys. See you later. Good luck whenever the Night King comes down. Wow, that's incredible. He'll have a dragon. Oh, by the way, at this point, right? And then that's what causes them to run. Doesn't Ed, like, die, like, not at the wall? I feel like Ed dies, like, in someplace in between the wall and Winterfell for some reason.
Dolores Ed?
Yeah.
He dies at the Battle of Winterfell.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it was south of the wall. I didn't think it was at the wall. So, yeah, I feel like, is the dragon, like, busting through the wall? Is he just like, oh, fuck,
No, yeah, that's what's funny is he's, like, there. What's hilarious is that, like, when the dragon tears down the wall, Tormund and Ed are at, like, the top of the wall, and then they just, like, live through that.
Wow.
Not sure how. And they don't elaborate. They blitz it to Winterfell and call it good.
Okay, plot armor. It's okay.
No, yeah, it happens. Especially in seasons 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, true.
Tends to be the season where stuff goes a little like, yeah, we'll do whatever we want.
Man, yeah, reading these deaths for the episode, we got Selyse Baratheon, a few kind of no-names people, Stannis Baratheon, Miranda, Ramsay's, I don't know what to call her.
Plaything?
Yeah, sad to call her that. Meryn Trent, let's fucking go. Marcella.
We smoking that Meryn pack.
Wow, it says Marcella Baratheon on the wiki. Kind of interesting.
That was her official name.
I guess true. And then Jon Snow on the deaths. That's just so weird.
It's bizarre, especially since we know that he does live again, but like he is dead, and they let you know. They make sure you go, oh, that motherfucker's dead, like you are left with no illusions. If anything, you're left with denial, because they do everything they can to tell you this guy is not alive.
Yeah, man. And then below him, it does say many Baratheon soldiers, many Bolton soldiers. And there was a shot where it just showed the snow.
Dude.
Just the red and then the bodies just laying there. And I was like, whoa. Like, that's just That's how war used to be, man. That's crazy. Like, to think one of our ancestors might have picked up a sword, ran in a battle like that, came out victorious. And we're part of that seed line, dude. We got that in us if we go back far enough.
I got that dog in me.
Exactly. That's where it all comes from. You gotta have a dog in you if you're about to go fight on a battlefield with swords, and axes and spears.
Couldn't be me.
Oh my God! Shoot
Couldn't be
me instead of stab me, please, any day. Nuke me instead of any. I don't know. I don't want to be stabbed ever.
Fuck no.
Yeah, but wow. I guess, do we usually do the season favorites first, or rate the or do we rate the episode first? Maybe.
I think we rate the episode, rate the season.
Mm-hmm. And then favorites for all?
No, I think we do season favorites first, is what it sounds like to me. Maybe we rate the season favorites, or rate the episode, season favorites, rate the season. That's how we'll do it this time.
Yes.
But how are we feeling about the finale? It's pretty strong. And I remember specifically first watch, this is one that just sucks the fucking air out of you, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this it's got some good moments. Meryn Trant going, very good. Jon Snow dying, not very good, but oh my God, what a scene. Let's see, Marcella, that does suck. A lot of just gunshots on this one that just blows. And even like the good thing, Sansa and Theon, they're barely out of Winterfell, and that's one of the good things.
Man, and that's the thing, is that like, it's gonna fare well, man. Like, this is just it's such a good show and such a good episode of television that even if you don't like the events that are happening, your emotional investment in it is so immense.
You are absolutely glued to the screen. Like, you need to know what's happening next. And it's like every other storyline you check in on is just such a treat. It's like, oh my God, you're wrapping up storylines with as well setting up cliffhangers for every single storyline that is up here. Arya's blind now. She can't see or what the even fuck happened to her. Maybe she's not just blind. Like, that was just some weird shit. Daenerys is now in the Dothraki horde. And Jorah and Daario are off to find her, while the Avengers squad and Nick Fury rule Meereen. Who would Tyrion be in the event? I feel like he's kind of like the Tony of the group, if I had to say.
Probably Tony.
Tony.
Yeah,
he's probably
Tony.
He's probably Tony.
Tony.
Oh man, love me
Tony.
Tony.
It was last Friday on this podcast we covered Iron Man 2008. But yeah, man. I mean, Missandei, you hate to reduce it to the gender thing, but probably Black Widow.
True. Yeah. Daario.
Like, character wise though, maybe
Vision. No. Translator. She fucking knows every language. She's
possibly.
She's
Grey Worm's got that Hawkeye shit going on for sure.
Okay. Daario, who's sexy like Thor, but not really. He's not like dumb.
Daenerys would be like Thor, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not dumb, but she's easily the most powerful.
Do we have a Daario in Marvel?
Maybe Jorah's Cap. There's no doubt about that. Jorah's Captain America.
Yeah. Oh, that just fits too well. Maybe like Daario's like Bucky or something. I don't know.
Ooh. Probably. Trying
to think of a sexy dude that just knows.
Daario's probably Black Widow if we're being for real.
he's Black Widow and Bucky have a kid together.
Just the super sexy motherfucker out here. No, I love that. But regardless, how are we feeling about this? How are we feeling about the episode?
I don't know. I think it might not be a 10, but it's like a 9.5 or a 9.75. It might be a 10, actually. Fuck, I don't know. I'm hesitant, so I can't give it a 10. I'd be willing to throw it a 9.75.
for sure. I think my gut takes me around a 9.5 though.
Mm-hmm. I think, but every check-in was just so. It was a very well done season finale.
Oh, it was. It was.
It left you
extremely
satisfied, and it left you wanting more, and that's what you want.
Probably the most open ending of a season we've ever gotten, as far as like completing story arcs.
You could not have guessed what was going to happen with Daenerys.
No,
at all. There's no way you're like, oh yeah, Melisandre's just going to resurrect Jon. Cool. Arya will have to just be on the streets blind for a little bit. Yeah, it's Stannis just gone now. That's kind of crazy. No more Stannis.
That's a pretty massive branch of the story we've just eliminated.
Just cut
dude.
off. The
Bro was in this show since season fucking 2, man.
Not a single Baratheon other than Gendry.
I think blood Baratheons left. Yeah, Gendry's it.
Wow. Yeah. It's like a whole...
Because Tommen's still Baratheon in name.
True.
But...
Yeah, a blood Lannister.
Yeah, I think that's it, though. I think every Baratheon's gone. That's of any note.
Like, it is the three main house... Like, the three banners that you get, that you buy from Game of Thrones is Targaryen, Lannister, and Stark. But the other one that's in the title sequence is like the Stag. It's Baratheon.
It's the Baratheons.
Like, they're just gone.
They were prominent for 5 fucking seasons, man.
Yeah, now just gone. Robert led a rebellion, dude, against the Mad King. And like, yeah, that's nuts. A major house just gone completely.
Man. But yeah, I mean, critically...
Yeah, that's the Targaryen.
Critically, as a finale, this is pretty strong.
Yeah, it was. It worked pretty well. I think it was. I don't know. Last episode was probably visually better, but this one just hits. It just hits a lot harder.
I would say that this is a better written episode on the whole, save for a couple lines here and there. Namely, you want the good girl, but you need the bad pussy. Maybe that gives it an automatic 5.
Yep, 2 actually.
Yeah, there you go.
This was the worst decision they've ever made. But
yeah, I wouldn't even say it's the best episode of the season, but it's good. Like I'd throw it a 9.25 or a 9.5.
The Lena Headey performance is like fucking Oscar or not Oscar. Wait, yeah,
Emmy.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm trying to say like it's not even TV. That's just like a fucking.
Oh right.
God. Like holy shit, that's a movie like performance there. It felt like. And Kit Harington as well, smashing it. Arya as well. Macy Williams did a really good job. Sophie Turner and Alfie Allen had a really good scene together. The whole Marine crew. I loved Peter Dinklage and who plays Varys.
Conleth Hill.
Yeah, loved them together. But I think. I don't know. I think it's around like a 9-ish. I guess that's what we gave last episode, though. So does the performances make up for the beauty of last episode?
I do think so. Last episode, our premiere reason it got that low is because the performances didn't warrant enough. They didn't have enough to work with. So I would give it a bump. I'd give it the 2.5 bump.
Okay. Then that would average it out to be a 9.42, which is only below 1-2 episodes. It is the third of the season, which I think makes sense. It's only below Hard Home and Kill the Boy. Oh, that episode was a delight. Melisandre and Grey Worm. Ooh, that was a good scene. And your scene was Daenerys feeds her dragons. Yeah. Okay. Great episode. I remember now.
This does make it the second lowest season finale for us. Only above season 3's finale, Misa, wherein we had a little bit of a problem with the white savior imagery of Daenerys and stuff. That was a little rough.
It was quite obvious. Yeah, kind of crazy that passed, but yeah, that's interesting. Even with the downtick, 942. It's Misa still beat it. Oh, 975. Oh, that's overall. I'm looking at the wrong number. That's an 892. Okay, I was looking at the overall. But man, yeah, what it was still a great finale. Like I think, trying to think of if this might be the best at leaving you wanting more. Like I think these were the best cliffhangers.
I think so. I'm actually looking back at it. Without the genre rating in the first 2 seasons, it would be second behind season 4. We scored it higher in both enjoyment and critically than seasons 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Okay. So yeah, this wasn't bad. I enjoyed this one very much. Very much so.
Man, we've only given one season finale a 10.
And that
enjoyment-wise. Season 4.
4. What would that have? The children.
Tyrion killing his dad.
Bran finding the three-eyed raven. The Hound
Tyrion
versus Brienne of Tarth. Oh my god.
Yeah, that one's a powerhouse finale right there.
Wow. Arya saying, "I'll last longer than you." Yeah, leaving the Hound. Holy yeah, that episode was incredible. Okay. So, I think, it's not quite a 10. That makes sense. That episode's a 10. This one's a 9.75. I agree with this more now. So, yeah, okay. Well, now we do some season favorites. I usually just do mine on the fly. You're prepared here.
I am.
I think you got
it's Jon Snow season, baby.
It's incredible. Like
it's the rise and the demise right here, baby.
The quickest demise. It too. Like it's just up, and then flat down, it is the sharpest cut.
Yeah, literal flat line.
Yeah, don't see it coming. And oh my god. Man, yeah, the biggest death in the show, probably yes, bigger than Ned Stark. Yes, bigger than Robb Stark. Yes, bigger than Joffrey. I mean, this is the biggest death, I'd say.
Substantial, yeah.
In the show. And but yeah, so I think Jon takes that pretty easily.
No, I mean, like you could put it, like you put it up next to any other death in the show. Like Ned's, in terms of level of importance in launching the story, is like, yeah, it's pretty huge. But we've been with Jon for 5 fucking seasons. Up to this point, this is the most jarring death you've witnessed.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the slow death too. You see him stabbed many times. You know that he can't survive this. It's like it's terrible. There's nothing left up in the air. Like, yeah. Looking for performance just to see if the one that showed up the most for me, but it looks like I have a lot of ties, and it's basically between Lena Headey, Emilia Clarke, and Kit Harington. It looks like they each have 2 from me. This is a tough one, because Kit Harington really came into his element this season as well, but I don't know if I want to stack Kit Harington up like this, but man, it really felt like his season.
It did, man. I went Lena Headey.
Okay, maybe
which is not. It's not her first season long performance. Not either. I think I gave it to her for season 2 as well. Yeah, gave it to her for season 2 as well. So she's my first repeat on the season side of things.
And Jon will be my first repeat. I did give it to him last season, and I guess he only elevated for me even more. I don't know. I'm all the way in, even more so on Jon, and I'm glad that I know he comes back. I'm very glad that I know that.
Yeah, I have a feeling Jon Snow's probably going to get the character a couple
I think he got the clean sweep, other than the line, because
it's the Battle of Hardhome, baby. That's the moment of the season here.
Yeah, is there any other scene? Man, I think you just kind of got, you got him. I'm just spreading the love to Kit Harington for the performance. Oh, okay. Now line. Let's see. Is it "Oh fuck" from Dolores Ed after he sees the wall of or just absolute death coming towards him? I don't think so.
Night's Watch.
Oh,
with me.
God, love a good with me. I've tasted the Dornishman's wife. Could be.
Ooh, that's what I'm going with.
Ooh, okay. Okay. There we go. So at least
oh brothers, my days are done. The Dornishman's taken my life.
The freedom to make my own mistakes is all I've ever wanted, from Mance Raider. That one's pretty strong. I think I'll do that one. I like that.
What does it matter? For all men must die, and I've tasted the Dornishman's wife. I have.
Braun is just like that. Okay, well then there we are. You've got the Dornishman's wife. I picked a Mance Raider quote. Good old "the freedom to make my own mistakes is all I've ever wanted."
Now, yeah, with those favorites here.
Wow, that's
time
all
to return to the drawing board here.
Here we are.
Got another season in the books. So what are the numbers like? What are we reflecting? We've got 100 different choices as far as total picks across the 50 episodes we've covered. 100 tallies.
That breaks up very nicely, literally into percentages. We can see how stacked each character is to.
But yeah, we've gone with 33 different characters across this, and we've gone with 31 different performances through 50 episodes. So that's a pretty good spread. We're not going full 50 episodes, 50 different. You're spreading the love about as much as you can in the show is what I'm going to put my money on. But across 33 characters picked across 50 episodes, Jon Snow overtook Oberyn Martell this season for character nods.
Wow. It only lasted a season.
It only took Oberyn a season to get there, which is an important distinction. Jon Snow has 12. He's gotten 12% of the character nods. And even though Oberyn has not been in the show since season 4, episode 8, I think. Might have been 7.
That when he died? He got his last nod in 8.
Okay, that's the Mountain and the Viper?
Yeah.
Okay. Even though he has not appeared in 11 episodes, he's still in second with 10 character nods.
10%, baby. He is a 10th of the show. That's incredible.
After that, third is Tyrion Lannister at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth is Daenerys with 7. And then fifth is a 3-way tie between a few still holding on up there. Love to see it. Ned Stark, Robb Stark, and the Hound.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Robb. That would have been, I don't know, just all the Starks in there.
Oh, Robb was the second one. What did I say? Did I say that wrong?
Oh, I thought it was Ned and Cat. Oh, it was Ned and Robb?
Yeah, Ned, Robb,
okay. I thought
and
I heard
the Hound.
Cat for some reason. Oh, it would have been nice if the Hound was Cat.
Cat did not get a ton of character.
Yeah,
actually, Cat never got a character nod from us.
Yeah.
She got several I bet she's still at the top of the list in performances. But yeah, and that said, that being the top 5, we do still have 2 main cast members who have not gotten a character nod from us, and those are the likes of Bran Stark and Jaime Lannister. Neither of them have ever gotten a character nod from us. But that brings us to performances, wherein we've picked 31 different actors or actresses across the 50 episodes. And for 100 different picks, the top performer for us by a little bit of a margin, is Lena Headey with 14 performance nods. 14% of the show, or not
Yeah.
14% of the show, 14% of the picks, but
Give Lena Headey 14% of the residuals from Game of Thrones, if you know what I mean. Like, that's no 2% bullshit for all the actors. Give Lena Headey 14.
Second remains a tie between Peter Dinklage and Emilia Clarke, each at 11.
Okay.
And I think that makes sense as the big three.
Yeah.
Those are the performers of this show, if I had to say so. And man, are they all good together. And now we've got Peter Dinklage acting off Emilia Clarke after seasons of acting off Lena Headey. So it's a nice little group there. But if we call those 2 and 3, we then have another tie thereafter between, look who made up some ground this season. Kit Harington at 8, tied for third with Sophie Turner at 8.
Okay,
Yes,
Sophie Turner.
Yeah,
Okay.
up the numbers there a bit. Fourth and fifth end up falling to Michelle Fairley at 4th with 7, and Sean Bean as Ned Stark.
Nice.
So
nice. We got Kat, and we got Ned, and we got Ned, and we got Rob. So like we got the.
It's nice. It's nice.
At least Ned is the common denominator too. You know, that feels good. He's the ghost that keeps on haunting through the entire show. We'll get him back.
Entire show.
He might get more as young Ned. Think about it. Dude, he probably will. I probably will give it to him for keeping that secret, dude.
That's true.
Dude, that reveal, the John reveal might be a Ned character moment.
Hey, it might. And we'll get there.
Only rise. That's amazing.
He can only rise.
That's amazing.
He's the only dead character that could still get another nod.
That true?
Yeah.
I think so. Does Michelle Fairley come back?
Mm-mm.
No one comes back.
Well, and I mean, Sean Bean doesn't come back either. It's a different actor for young Ned.
Jon Snow takes this one home.
That's
now that I think about it, a dead character
who will get more. It's definitely John.
More.
Yep, that's fair.
Forgot about that one. You know, I don't even think he's dead. Like, I never really think he's dead anymore because.
It's just kind of like an in between thing. Yeah. Like he's just waiting to wake up, man. That's all. He's just
a nap. You know,
he's just a sleepy boy.
He's been through shit. Think about this. Instead of, they were at Hardhome, which is at the very end of the wall on the sea. They decided to not take the boats and somehow walk all the way back to the wall at the entrance there. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. You know, they could have just sailed a little bloop and just dropped them off on the other side of the wall. But they walked in the same direction as the Night Kings.
No, they sailed away. They did sail away.
I know, but then they just went back north of the wall to go in at Castle Black. You know?
That's a good point.
They were already in the water, in the ocean. Why not just do the little loop, like Mexico border? Like, it's not smart to go through the border, but if you could just go to Florida or California, you know, it's kind of like the equivalent.
Yeah, you know, maybe it's maybe I don't know. I don't have a good excuse for you there.
I think they just needed the badass shot of.
I think that the gift, the land that they're about to give them is it would have been a hell of a march either way.
Okay. They had to walk the whole length of the wall anyways because they needed to farm the lands just.
But then why wouldn't you do that south of the wall? Yeah,
where it's way safer.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's so we can get a moment like that with Alistair potentially not letting them through.
Maybe a fucking massive army of wildlings south of the wall might raise some alarms if it doesn't come from Castle Black. The villages nearby would be like, holy fuck, we're about to be with the entire wildling army coming for us. Like, what the fuck? If you live close to the wall, you'd be scared as shit. But
yeah, that's fair. But
the wall dominated my favorites though. It literally got all of them, actually. Jon Snow, Kit Harington, Hardhome, and a Mance Rayder line. So
there you go.
Everything came north from me.
The true north. Yeah, no,
You
I fucking
love.
love this shit, man.
Yeah, you
But
spread
season
the
long,
love.
how we feeling about it?
Ooh.
Is this your favorite season yet?
Ooh. Last season we did give a 10. And man, well, I guess there's a little bit of hesitation. Is it 4 or 5? Man, this season was so good. Let's see. Jon speaks to Mance. Jon becomes the Lord Commander. Brienne and Podrick have a good little fireside chat. Grey Worm and Barristan sell me the Star Wars hallway scene. That's a good one. Barristan talking to Daenerys about Rhaegar. Grey Worm and Missandei have a heartfelt moment. Hall of Faces reveal. Sam fights his ass off for Gilly and then loses his virginity. Jon kills a White Walker. Davos says, oh, that's just more sad. The Avengers squad up. The Dragon Pit. And then also Jorah's first pit, the little one. Hardhome, hello. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a 10.
I'm there.
Like, so much happened this season, and Jon Snow fucking died, dude. Like, they took it to the ultimate place it could have gone.
No, I'm there.
Yeah. I was naming like huge scenes, like scenes that are like, oh my god. Well, I guess some of them are just cute little heartfelt moments, but a lot of them are like, oh fuck, like that's happening right now, all in this season. So yeah, I'm at a 10 there, and then last season we gave it a 9.75 critically. Looks like we've been bumping up a 9 to a 9.25 to a 9.5 to a 9.75, and then now I don't think we've lowered. I don't think. Is it a 10?
No.
Is this the best season of television there is? I don't
No,
think so,
I'm even more confident now that they do not top season 4.
Oh, so this is not 9.75.
I don't think it's a 9.75. I think it's a 9.5. I think that if it gets bumped, it's only barely. But I thinking of the emotional ramifications of season 4 and how well that season was written, man, like,
ooh,
that was fucking good. Like, that was just fucking good, man. I mean, you get Jon's most emotional story with Ygritte. You get Tyrion's most emotional story, killing his father and Shay.
Joffrey
and
dies.
His trial, and Joffrey dies, and
Tyrion's
Oberyn
trial.
Martell is there, and he's doing all like, season 4 of Game of Thrones might be the best season of television of all time, which is why I'm like hesitating to tell you that season 5 is better. Like, that's all.
Yeah, then I think a 9.5 would be fair. Then that ties it with like season 3, and I think that makes a lot more sense to compare it to than season 4.
I do too.
That would give it a 9.67. So that would make it, the second best season. It goes 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, which I think, that perfectly tracks. The show just got better from season 1 to 3, so obviously that's going to be the bottom 3 for right now, at least.
We'll certainly for right now. I'm worried about my feelings of 7 and 8.
Who knows? Maybe this rewatch, something will click. I don't know.
Here's the thing. But I've always been an apologist for it. I've always enjoyed them in spite of the complaints.
So hard on it, like people are too harsh on it.
And I'm afraid that I'll come around to those complaints. That's the thing. And I've always understood them.
Suck. Yeah, actually this is not good. Because maybe spending more time with it will make the rush seem even faster.
It will. And that's where the concern is. It will make that feel even worse.
Ooh, that'll be fun. At least we got another season buffer before we get to the...
And season 7's not nearly as guilty of it as season 8 is, but
that's where we're really out there.
I think we're about to enter the last truly great season of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, Battle of the Bastard, Winds of Winter, Hold the Door, Oathbreaker, No One. What happens in No One? That's episode 8. For Battle of the Bastards, what does she do? No One. What does Arya get up to in season 6?
I mean, is that when she kills the waif and leaves Bravos for the North again?
Probably. That probably sounds about right. Wow. Yeah. There we are, another freaking season in the books. A year's worth of Game of Thrones. I guess technically 2 weeks less. But if you account for sick weeks, a year's worth of Game of Thrones.
Fuck yeah. Hey man, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, I'll tell you that. I guess it does feel like it's been a while, but like
Not really.
I don't know, a year?
Really.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. But we're well beyond the halfway point, that's for sure. And maybe at some point we can even start double.
It's still crazy to think about how this project was also kind of a whim. Like we just kind of started it.
Yeah.
We literally were like, "Do you want to start watching Game of Thrones?" And then we just did that.
Oh, yeah, we did. We didn't know what we signed on for. It was, maybe we didn't really think about how long of a project it really was.
We were like, this is a 73-week commitment.
Man, did we really even bring that up at the beginning, or were we? Just
I think we did, but we both were just like, "Fuck it, man, let's do it."
Man, I guess
we were like, I plan on doing this for another 73 weeks. Might as well be doing Game of Thrones. I think that was our attitude about it. We were like, well, we're going to be doing it for that long anyway. Why not cover Game of Thrones?
I see. I mean, in the new year, we could start double dipping. And, that would make that's basically the end of season 6. So that would make the rush of season 7 and 8 go by even faster if we start doing them on
No double dipping. We ride this one. If we double dip, we go comic book movies. We're not double dipping Thrones. Okay. Thrones is getting the treatment,
And if we were 1 week earlier, it would have ended on April Fools. That would have been amazing if we could somehow maybe do 2 episodes 1 week so we can end on April Fools. I don't know why we would need to end on April Fools at all, and who knows, we might skip a week anyways from then on out, from here on. So that might be a lost effort anyways. But
Bro, if we skip 2 more weeks, the show will end, our series will end 2 days away from the 13th anniversary of the premiere of Game of Thrones.
That's kind of weird. Wow. Watch House of the Dragon drop right when we're fucking done. They're just like no stopping for you. Do you think it's possible that early? April 15th, 2024.
No. Not with the strike.
It has to be summer or fall.
Yeah, I think with the strikes, because I think they just started filming.
Oh wow. Okay.
Maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe they just wrapped filming.
That's what I thought. I thought they finished filming. Let's see. Season 2 expected to wrap in September. Yeah. Oh yeah. This. Yeah, they're done filming.
All right. Yeah. No, then. I mean, there's a distinct possibility we get that in, maybe they return to the ways of old. Game of Thrones used to release in April, May. Maybe they do that thing for us. But, House of the Dragon did premiere in August, so maybe they hold on to it until then. And if that's the case, so be it,
Yeah. I guess right now we're ending in April. But who knows? Maybe there's a few more breaks we take for whatever reason, and then it does line up with the actual release of House of the Dragon, and then they're like, haha, we got you, bitches. You're back on Mondays to cover House of the Dragon or whatever, if we decide to do that or not.
Yeah, we're, I think HBO television, I haven't really cooled on.
That's the title of the first episode. Oh my god. People say that have read the books, they're like, holy shit, we're getting this episode 1. People are like, what the hell is going on? Like, this season has to be insane if this is episode 1. So like,
we'll probably be covering it if I'm gonna bet money.
The acting was so good too, and like the production quality is so good, and there's so many dragons, and it's like, and Rhaenyra's queen, and it's a civil war that we just heard freaking talked about here. That's exposition as we thought, but is actually history and is season 2 of the show. Man, what a universe George has built. Georges are just kind of like that. George Lucas and George R. R. Martin. God damn, you just build worlds.
Man.
Is there another George? George. I feel like there's another George that I'm forgetting.
Curious?
Yep, that's the one. Dang it. George Clooney. Yep, just knows how to make a heist movie. That's the Holy Trinity. George Lucas, George R. R. Martin, and George Clooney.
George Romero, George of the Jungle, George Lopez. We got some good Georges.
That's better. That's way better. George Lopez is 100% better. I like that as the Holy Trinity. Just imagining Electro from Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's not his name. Electro?
Might as
that's
well
not
be.
His name. What's up? Mr. I don't know what he's called. I'm trying to put myself in his character. I can't do that right now. But wow, there we are.
5 seasons in the books.
Oh my god. And we're starting Fincher now.
It's just Mr. Electric, by the way.
Mr. Electric. I thought there was a Mr. Okay.
Yeah, you did. You got that right.
Okay.
But yeah, we're starting season 6 next week, baby. We're already there.
Nuts. What the hell?
And not only are we starting season 6 next week, but this week we start another director spotlight with David Fincher's The Killer releasing here in 3 weeks. We will be discussing it, but in anticipation, we're also going to be discussing Fight Club and The Social Network. So Fight Club is this week, The Social Network is next week, and we are also continuing our comic book movie journey through film the next couple weeks with The Incredible Hulk this Friday, where we'll be joined by Michael Muehlberger, and The Dark Knight next Friday, where we'll be joined by Claire DeGeneres. So we've got a nice, we're getting the guests back, we're getting them back on. My dad was just on for Scorsese, and Kyler was on for Iron Man, and I love spreading the love. I love when people come on and we get to host with other people. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, with that, if you would, head to patreon.com/PennyBloomPod, where you'll find over 50 hours of exclusive content, all sorts of book reviews, movie reviews, comic book reviews, and the like. And for just $3 a month, you can support this podcast financially, which is huge because it costs me money, and I don't make any off of it unless it's over there. Head to Twitter, follow @PennyBloomPod, follow on Instagram @PennyBloomPodcast. Remember to leave a 5-star rate and review wherever you might be listening, and to be sure to stand in solidarity with SAG-AFTRA as they continue their struggle against the studios.
I wonder how long that's
we need
last.
Unity. We need
that might not
solidarity.
I don't know. That might just stay for good. That
might
never leave. They better. It'll only end when the strike ends.
Yep. Or else you're going to have every listener of this podcast is going to have to deal with me quoting Al Pacino at the end of every episode. And I know I went a little Nixon with it actually when we need solidarity. It's a little.
It works. It works out. Jimmy Hoffa, much more of a Nixon kind of guy.
They're never going to forgive me for giving money to Nixon.
That's right. A literal supporter. Financial
literal line in the movie The Irishman. But yeah, SAG-AFTRA deserves everything they're asking for. They deserve to be compensated fairly. Without them, we would not have the likes of Game of Thrones. We would not have the likes of anything you watch without them. So it doesn't seem like it's a complicated deal at all to me to pay them for what they do, or that they deserve to own their likeness.
The creator and writer of Squid Game that made Netflix $900 million, almost $1 billion, got $0 from Netflix. Didn't get a dime from the residuals that it made them.
That's fucking nuts.
What the hell? Like that's kind of insane.
Hopefully the WGA's deal will actually incorporate that to an extent. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Marvel was everyone was like, finally, Marvel's making some changes. They're going to include a proper showrunner, and they're going to do this, and it's not going to be executives running series. Marvel was getting credit for that, but that's what the WGA strike was for. The WGA strike earned them writers
stop
will be
what they were doing.
showrunners, not executives. You know, like that's how that'll work from now on, and I'm so thankful for that. But yeah, man. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you. And I'll top off the episode with my favorite quote of the episode, which I forgot to mention. Peace, love, and bloom. And to us, long may they sneer.